Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Kanye Crusade. This one's going to be happening a lot quicker than the last one because we are doing this 2 days after the fact, right? That's how time
Yeah,
works.
yes. It's been 2 days since we recorded the previous one. Yes.
So now we are doing his third album, Graduation. Now, Holscher, I know from late registration you were a little bit disappointed with it being fairly similar to College Dropouts. So, what do you expect going into Graduation?
Uh, More of the same, but worse.
But worse, or it works better?
But worse.
Okay. Well, I can say, without spoiling it too much, uh, while it does have some similar aspects to the previous two, it does have its own unique style that makes it different. It's a lot more pop inspired compared to the traditional hip hop and like soul that he had of his previous two works. But I think you'll like this one a lot more for just being different, in my opinion.
And like I said too, this is my favorite of all of the albums, and this is also where we begin to get a lot more personality in each album. I won't say what that means till after we listen, but hopefully you'll understand what I mean as we listen. Yeah, but this one's my favorite, so don't. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but oh well. So I think we've got, how many do we got? 16, including Bittersweet. Is that right?
So yeah, Holstrom. So when you say including Bittersweet, normally I think in only the U.S. There's only 15 tracks, but Bittersweet Poetry was released in like a couple other countries, and it's not like on the official album, even though it is like officially released technically in other places. So we'll save that one as like a bonus, but yeah, I just want to preface that.
Okay.
But if we have nothing further to add, I will go ahead and hit play on Good Morning and we'll get this started.
Good morning.
All right, Holster. So, opening track. What do you think?
Pretty mediocre.
Pretty mediocre. Any elaborations on that? Why do you think that?
Well, the lyrics just kind of felt, I don't know, uninspired, and the instrumental sounds like something that I would MIDI slap together in LMMS.
I like some of the synth work going on there. I'm not gonna say I disagree with you though. It is, it's not the strongest one here. But I like some of the synth work going on. I don't mind this one. Mr. Harris, is there anything you'd like to add?
I really like the opening track. I think again it's just a great tone for the album. Again, I know Holster said the lyrics were inspired, which I kind of don't really see. I really appreciate sort of the thematic story of like listening to all these albums. Like, okay, you're finally done with school. You finally went back, but what do you do now? Even if after all the hard work you get after everyone told you to do all this stuff for school, finally got your diploma. What do you do now? I kind of like that sentiment. And
Yeah,
it is just like a
I mean, I think for an opening track, it's fine. I mean, it's obviously not my favorite, but I think for an opener, it's fine. Any further thoughts before we move on to the next one?
I ain't
not
got
that I
nothing.
have.
Then we'll go ahead and pursue onward with Champion. So that was Champion. What did you think of that one, Holster?
Pretty good. I like that.
You did like that one. What about it did you like?
Instrumental mostly.
Instrumental mostly. I agree. 110%. I agree. That might be my favorite one off this album. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to pick between a few of them, but that's definitely up there. So I'm glad to know you like that one. I like how it just kind of builds towards the chorus. The sort of like 2 second build up it does. I like that. Again, synth work is really nice. I'm a sucker for good synth work. Yeah, I just really like that track. That might be one of my favorites off this album. Well, it is one of my favorites, but it might be my favorite off this album. Bryce, any further comments?
Not really, no. I do really like this track, you know. Instrumental is great. It is very, I would say funky. It's very just upbeat, and I like that. And that is a thing you will see a lot with this album Holster. It is a lot more upbeat. Like I know the last two were pretty like upbeat, but like this one's especially.
It's very upbeat and very synthesizer heavy. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with that, which I've already stated I like. So yeah, I'm glad you like that one. That makes me pretty happy. So I mean, I guess out of the two, that one's your favorite so far.
I would say so.
Fair enough. We'll see if we don't have any further comments on that one on Champion. We'll see if Stronger changes your mind. Thoughts, Mr. Holscher?
Pretty good. Largely somebody else's song, but still
It
pretty
was.
good.
That is true.
The Daft Punk.
That is quite a bit of sampling in that one. I was gonna say I'm sure you've heard. I don't know about the song, but I'm sure you've heard at least that sample before. At the very least, the phrase.
I think this album will probably be the most Carson has heard.
Oh yeah, definitely, totally.
Probably.
There's a lot of popular samples in this, or maybe this album popularized the samples. I don't know.
I think it's just like both just like internet stuff, like internet culture. I like referencing graduation. Again, also this is also the album where the phrase "he made graduation" came from.
Well, Holster doesn't know what that means yet.
Yeah, in recent events.
Holster doesn't understand. Well, not just in recent events. We've been saying that for years. But
yeah, but it really amplified around 3 years ago.
He doesn't understand the context of that. Yeah, we'll explain that later.
To our knowledge, right, Holster? You do not know why people say that?
I do not know why people say that.
All right. Well, that'll be a fun thing to discuss.
Yeah, I like Stronger as well. I like the chord progression in the chorus. I don't know. I just like that one. More funky synths. It's the same reason I like Champion. I don't really have much else to say about it other than like this is kind of the opposite of Late Registration for me because it's like I didn't have a whole lot to say about Late Registration because like they were kind of nothing songs, some of them. But this one I don't have a whole lot to say about because like they're just good songs. I just don't have a lot to complain about. I just like them. Good synth work. Very upbeat, very colorful. I like it. Bryce, any thoughts on Stronger?
No, not really. I really like the song. You know, I love the Daft Punk sample. It's just very, very techno inspired. I really like that.
Wasn't there some legal stuff with the Daft Punk sample, or was that with another artist?
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific because there's a long history of sample disputes.
I thought it was. I don't know. I could have sworn it was that song specifically. Or maybe it was another. I don't know. Whatever. It's not really relevant. I was just wondering. Speaking of wondering, the next one up, if we don't have anything else to say about that, is I Wonder.
Great segue.
Great segue. Mr. Holscher, I wonder what you think of that song. Yeah.
Shut your ass up.
I think that if you told me that song was from Persona 3, I would have believed you.
That is something for Bryce to comment on. I know nothing about Persona. I'm going to leave you two to it.
Yeah, you know what? I could see it. That game does have the best soundtrack. Definitely. I could see it. Is there any other comments you want to talk about for I Wonder?
I like it. It's very calming and angelic. I know nothing about Persona, so I can't comment on that. But I do like the song. I don't know if I'd put it up there with Champion or Stronger, but I do like it. Very calming and angelic. So, Holster, I'm assuming that means you liked it, your Persona comparison?
Honestly, I mean, not a bad song. But no, that does not necessarily mean I like it.
So it's just
Most music from Persona I don't actually care for that much.
It's just not up there then, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right,
It's all right.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I respect that. That's kind of where I am. Yeah, I understand that. So far, what's the favorite though? Yeah, what's the favorite so far?
Uh, Probably the Daft Punk reference.
Stronger.
Stronger.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Any other comments on I Wonder that anyone has?
I do.
Go on, Bryce.
So with the sample, right before like the sample, 'cause that's like the chorus of the song. The artist that's being sampled for that proclaims that this is his song and no one can have it.
Maybe
I
that's
just
what I'm
find that
thinking of. Maybe that's what I was talking about with the fucking.
I don't think it was a dispute. I think it's just like people found that
I don't know. I
amusing.
still feel like I was mixing it up. I don't know.
There's probably something else, but
I don't
no,
know.
I think
I don't know.
that is the amusing part. Just that sample. You know, it's like my song. You can't like change it, and then he samples it, and then it becomes that. You know, it's kind of funny, but I do enjoy. I wonder.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I was thinking of with the sampling thing. I don't know. But again, it's not really important. So Stronger still number one, and I Wonder was certified. It's a fine song, and I respect that. So we'll move on now to Good Life. Good Life, Holscher. Oh, Good Life. What do you think?
Good instrumental.
Is that all you guys? Just good instrumental? Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry. You go. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. More wacky synths. All that good stuff. I do like that. It's kind of a little. I don't know. It flows kind of a little tiny bit weird for me. But I still like it. It's still a pretty good song. Yeah, Stronger still number one. I'm guessing that didn't dethrone it.
I don't know.
You don't know. He
Maybe,
doesn't know.
maybe not.
Why you think that one took it, or you just thinking it over again?
I just don't know.
Just don't know. All right, fair enough. Bryce, you got anything you want to throw on there for Can't Tell Me Nothing, or not Can't Tell Me Nothing? Sorry, Good Life.
I really liked it. I like T-Pain on that song. I think he did very well. I do like Michael Jackson sample, PYT, and it's just again, it's very upbeat. It's awesome. You know, it's good. Life's good.
It is a good life, as the song states.
Yeah.
All right. If we don't have any further comments on that one, then we'll move on to Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye West. Holster, yeah, Can't Tell Me Nothing. What did you think of that one?
I give it an interesting out of good.
What does that mean? You confused me when you say that. You're gonna elaborate.
I don't have strong opinions on the quality, but I do think it's an interesting song.
Interesting, like.
Just never quite heard anything like it before.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I mean, it's. I like how it's more kind of like. It's not necessarily not upbeat, but it's kind of more like go get 'em than upbeat, if that makes sense. Which I appreciate that. It's what a lot of Late Registration was, but I still don't mind it in this song. I also don't really have any strong opinions on it, but it's leaning more towards the positive than anything else. Pretty cool song. It's a pretty cool song. I gave it a pretty cool out of 10. Bryce, what are your thoughts?
Um. I'm joking. No.
Only I get that joke.
I really enjoy it. I think it's like like the definitive like bodacious brag hip hop. You know, like it's cool, it's chill, and it's not like
Very
exploitive
cool.
in your
Yeah,
face.
that's a good way to describe it. Cool.
You know,
Yeah.
It's like you feel awesome listening to it. You know, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that's a good way of wording it. Yeah. 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 Also, you got any closing thoughts? Anyone or Holster. I don't know why I called you out specifically, but any closing thoughts?
Yeah.
All right, then we will move on to Barry Bonds. Well, Holster, that was Barry Bonds. What did you think?
Maybe the most stereotypical rap song I've ever heard.
I was expecting something along those lines. I'm not gonna lie. Elaborate on what you mean. I'm curious.
You just had to say that, didn't you?
Well, I'm not trying to poke at anything. I gotta be quieter. Damn.
It's just
I'm not trying to poke at
elaborating is
anything, but
hard. Elaborating is very difficult to do for someone who doesn't know jack squat about music.
fair enough. Just like kind of is it just how kind of like basic, quote unquote, it is kind of how like kind of simple it is, I guess. Is that kind of what you mean?
Not really.
Lyric wise, flow wise, any of those ringing any bells?
Word flow does not mean anything to me in this context.
So you just think it's very stereotypical. We'll say that.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. It's not my favorite off this album by a long shot. I don't listen to that one.
It's not that I hate it, it's a strong contender for default rap song.
So it's kind of like it's quite literally the definition of mid. Then is that what you would say, or
Yeah,
something
I
adjacent to
suppose.
that? Okay, fair enough. That okay.
Not what I meant by my comment, but yes.
I think I kind of see what you're saying, or maybe I don't. I don't know. I see the forest your point is in, just maybe not the specific tree. It's not my favorite song. I kind of like the sharp little trumpet sample. That's cool. It gives it a very epic feel. I do like that. The chorus is all right. But yeah, the rest of the song's a little too just for me. There's 2 songs on this album I'm not huge fans of. We'll wait and get to the other one, but
It's not this one.
shut up.
End your life, fucker.
But yeah, it's I don't mind the chorus in this one. Bryce, you got any thoughts on Barry Bonds?
It's whatever. I don't really care for it. I don't really care for Lil Wayne. Again, like I think this, like, that's sort of like one of the things I kind of have I wouldn't say it's a big issue, but it's just like why I don't sing like all the praises of Graduation, because like yeah, for the first half, this album is like 10 out of 10, and it jumps down to like 6 to 7, and at that point, I can't really say it's like his best album. Like I know there's some
Like,
other album.
Hold on. Are you saying 6 to 7 overall, or like 6 to
I'm
7
saying a
at this
song.
point? Okay.
I'm saying song wise.
Okay.
Like the first half, I just like all the songs, like 10 out of 10, awesome. Like yeah, I love them. And then like you get to this point, and then the songs start to dip to like 6 to 7 out of 10 range, and I'm like, okay, I couldn't really say. I would rather have a consistent album that's like 7 to 8
Then one that did. I see what you're saying.
than
Okay.
have like a bunch of songs that are like 10 out of 10, and then have some songs that are like 6 to 7.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you.
That's why I still like Graduation.
And I
Not Graduation, College Dropout. That's probably one of my favorite ones because it's just consistently very good.
I see what you're saying.
Draw all of it.
I agree with that. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Looking at the last couple albums, it does kind of seem like all the good songs are up front.
I wouldn't say that like about College Dropout, at least in my opinion. They still had like some pretty good songs.
I would kind of agree with him on Late Registration. I'm not gonna lie on that one, but yeah, College Dropout.
I mean, that's fair.
I'd say it's pretty dispersed throughout College Dropout. But Late Registration, I do agree with you that on. I do agree with you on that. There, Jesus. But yeah, Barry Bonds, not my favorite, but not the worst. Any further comments, anyone?
Not really, no.
Then we will move on to Drunk and Hot Girls.
Phillips type.
Drunk and Hot Girls, Holscher. What do you think of that song?
Oddly enjoyable.
Really? Anything specific you enjoyed about it?
Yeah, but I don't have words for it.
So, if it wasn't clear by how me and Bryce were wording the last talking section, that song and Barry Bonds are kind of unanimously agreed to be the worst ones on this album. I agree with that. I don't listen to either of those. I have all of Graduation saved except for those two. I don't. It's like Bryce said. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just
I
like
maybe
well, parts of
maybe
it. Parts of it.
drunk.
Yeah. I don't think it's unlistenable, but I'm not going to willingly listen to it. That's how I'll word it. But it's pretty much unanimously agreed that at the very least that one is the black sheep of this album. It just doesn't, for me at least, it just doesn't like flow with the rest of the album. It doesn't really fit the same tone. I don't know why it's here. I wish it wasn't. I wish that was the bonus track and not Bittersweet, because one of those is significantly better than the other. But yeah, I don't listen to that one a whole lot. I don't really enjoy it that much. So I'm kind of surprised that you found it oddly enjoyable. But fair enough.
Oddity is what makes it enjoyable.
That's fair enough. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that. I don't necessarily agree, but I see what you're saying. I respect that.
Would I actively choose to listen to it? No, but I can say that for pretty much all of Kanye's music.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I like the piano bit. That's about the only part of the song I can say I actually like.
You didn't like the drunken stammer.
Nope. I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's funny, but it's funny. It is funny, but yeah. Bryce, what do you think of that one? I'm curious.
I mean, I don't have anything else to add that hasn't already been said, really. It's just like whatever. Like, I don't really like that track. It's just kind of meandering. And I kind of get the point of it being like sloppy and like unprofessional since you're drunk, but like, come on, bruh.
Just because you get the point doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Yeah.
I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. I hear that. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised you liked that one, or found it oddly enjoyable. Sorry. I was honestly expecting either that one or Barry Bonds you to just rip into, or not rip into, but not like. So I don't know. You surprised me with those two, being lukewarm to them, I guess. But if we don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and move on to Flashing Lights. What did you think of Flashing Lights, Holscher?
I think a few things.
Please do elaborate.
The instrumental kind of reminds me of a battle theme from Amori.
You told me about
Is
that
that
game a couple times.
That said, as much as I like that game, at least in concept, and as much as I do like its music, I don't really like that particular song that much.
Really? For a lot of people, that is like the graduation song. So that's really interesting. Huh. You just didn't vibe with it, just thought it was kind of
It was just kind of, yeah.
I mean, fair enough. I like I said, I am not gonna knock you for any of your opinions. I personally really like it. Like I said, for a lot of people, I think that's the most popular one on Graduation, isn't it? At least on Spotify.
I believe so, yes. It is the most popular.
But yeah, a lot of people really like that one. I really like that one. I'm very surprised you thought it was eh. But again, fair enough. What about it reminded you of your Amori, like
Oregon?
The Oregon thing?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I don't really have anything else much to say about that. Bryce, what do you think?
Like most people do say, it is probably like the song whenever you mention Graduation. I mean, I can respect that. It's very theatrical. I think that would be like the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like the soaring orchestral builds like tension. I hate to use the word vibe to try to like actually analyze music. 'Cause I think it's just like very generic and doesn't really describe what you want to say about it. But I mean, I guess that's like the only way to describe it.
Yeah, it's very fitting with the colorful themes of this album.
I will also say, Holscher, do you remember or remember the line before the chorus. I hate these fellas more than the Nazis. Keep that in mind. All right.
Yeah,
This
keep
won't have
Indeed,
any.
it is
This
in
won't have.
mind.
This won't have any effect on future music, but just keep that in mind for whenever we do the history of Kanye's many incidences. Just remember that,
keep
okay?
keep that one in mind. That definitely is not going to have any repercussions or comeback. I'm surprised. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never
Especially
mind. We'll
not
say that
if
for
you
later.
keep talking about it.
Nope, totally not. Never.
Nope.
Right.
Anyway, if that's everything we wanted to say about flashing lights, which again, you surprised me with that one, Holster. We'll move on to everything I am.
Wow.
Holscher?
Everything I am, Holster. What did you think?
Very smooth, very inoffensive, very.
Good meh or meh meh?
I prefer Drunk Hot Girls.
Really?
Damn.
Yep.
That is a bold take, and I respect the hell out of it.
That is kind of crazy to say.
That is really crazy to say, but again, I respect the hell out of that. That's awesome. I just like how cozy that song is. It's very God, Drunken Hot Girls. It's just very cozy, very I don't know. It makes me think of like a warm fireplace. I don't know why. Kind of Elton John-ish almost.
Who's Elton John?
Kind of similar pianoist singer. Yeah, he's another artist, but the piano kind of reminds me of some of his work. Yeah, it's just a very cozy song. Drunken Hot Girls. You prefer? What about it do you prefer? Just how like kind of. Is there any way you could elaborate on that? I know you're not good with elaborating, but anything.
I like the oddity. I like how odd it is.
You like how odd it is. It's so kind of you like that it kind of took risks, sort of. It's just kind of different.
Like how unusual it is. I've not heard anything like it. Just
Fair enough. I can't knock that. That is a really
sometimes
interesting
the
opinion.
weird stuff is excellent.
Hey, again, that's completely your opinion. I respect the hell out of that. That is bold to say. I've never met anyone that's ever said that. Ever. Usually Drunken Hot is at the bottom of most people's lists, including mine, and probably Bryce's. So, that's interesting. That is really interesting. Is Drunken Hot your favorite, Hulser? On the album so
It
far?
is not my favorite, but it's definitely within my top 5.
Zam.
What is Stronger still your favorite? Or wait, did it change from Stronger? I don't remember. I already forgot.
Stronger is definitely in the top 5 as well.
Yeah, you said you don't know how to feel, but okay, yeah, fair enough. Is this better or back on Drunken Hot Girls? Is that one better or worse than Stronger? You think?
It's at the lower end of the top 5, but still in the top 5.
That's still a bold take. I will not sugarcoat it. That is a bold take. But everything I am is meh to you. Just kind of.
Yep.
All right, that's fair enough. Like I said, I gave my 2 cents on it. Bryce, what do you think?
I guess the thing is just fine, you know? It is just a very chill song.
Do you like it more than Drunken Hot Girls?
Yeah.
As most people do, but Holster is not most people, and I respect the hell out of that. I don't think I've never met anyone that said that, and I don't think I will ever meet anyone else that's ever said that. And goddamn it, Holster, I love you for it.
You better say no homo.
No homo, no homo, no homo. Okay, yeah, if we don't have anything else to say about everything I am, we'll move on to the glory.
Gloria a las plagas.
Well, Holster, thoughts on that one?
First, a question.
Go on.
Is the sky on the album cover progressively getting darker as the album keeps going?
What do you mean darker?
This specific cover?
Yeah. It seems like with every passing song, it's getting a little closer to night.
Don't think that's possible.
Because I thought on the first song, the sky was bright blue, and now it looks like it's evening.
I think it was evening the entire time. It should just be the album cover. I'll check real quick just to make sure you're not. Yeah, it's It's
All right, I'm tripping balls.
I do well. I kind of see what you. It changed tone a little time. Oh, wait, that's not the right song. Never mind. That's an interesting observation, though. That's an idea. Kind of an idea I like, especially since the first track is Good Morning. It gets darker as it goes to Good Night. That's kind of a Cook Holster, unintentionally. But what did you think of the song The Glory?
It's pretty interesting.
Good, interesting, bad, interesting.
Bit interesting.
Good, interesting. All right, that's good. Yeah, I don't really have. I'm pretty indecisive on that one. I mean, I like it, but I don't really have much to say. Kind of goes back to the upbeat vibes, which I do like. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. I actually don't listen to that one a whole lot, despite me liking it. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. Bryce, you got anything you want to add with The Glory?
Not really. I think it's like a fine little upbeat track. It's fun.
It's kind of in the boat I'm in. So I believe now we're kind of encroaching on the end. This isn't the last track, but I believe it's fourth to last. Yeah, fourth to last, including Bittersweet. So if we don't have anything else on The Glory, I'll go ahead and roll with Homecoming.
You can call me Karen if you would like.
Thoughts, Mr. Ulster?
That might be my favorite so far.
Amen. Hell yeah, that makes me happy to hear. I really like Homecoming. I don't know why. It's just I know I keep saying all of these are upbeat, but that one's just the right upbeat for me. I don't know why. I can't describe it, but I really like Homecoming. I'm glad that might be your favorite. What did you like about it? If you have anything specific.
Definitely the piano. Everything just kind of seemed to line up.
That's a good way of putting it. I respect that. But yeah, I also really like that one. We'll shake hands on that one. I agree. I agree 110%. Bryce, thoughts on Homecoming? Thoughts on Holster's thoughts on Homecoming?
I really enjoy that one. Yeah. I think it's probably my favorite. One of my favorite ones off of Graduation. I really do like it. I like the story it tells. I think Chris Martin does a pretty good job with the hook. I do wish, because I've listened to, there's a demo version out that has additional backing vocals like near the end and like more synthesizers for it, and I really wish that it was in the actual like official release because I think that just adds more to it, makes it feel more whole.
You're gonna have to slide me that after we're done because I've not heard that and I kind of want to now. I'm not gonna lie. So you're gonna have to slide me that one.
Yeah, 1 sec. It's not that. It's like a demo version, and I mean it's still like complete, but it is just like a little. But I still like the song, nonetheless.
We might throw that in at the end after Bittersweet, just see what Holster thinks of it because I also haven't listened to it, so that'd be a fresh take.
No, just look at our fucking DMs and stuff. How I keep rent low in my neighborhood.
That's a good gif.
That is a great gif.
I can't wait for you to edit that in the video.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we can throw that in at the end if you guys are down with that. Just one last little.
Yeah, I'm down.
One last little thing because I also haven't heard that version. I didn't even know that version was a thing. So, yeah, if that's all we got to say on Homecoming, I'm glad you agree on that one, Holster. That makes me really happy. We'll go head on with Big Brother, the technically not second to last track. Big Brother, Holster. What'd you think of that one?
I'll put it just a little bit below the last one.
So, okay. All right. Any reason why? Anything you want to note specifically?
I think the last one just came together a little better. Not much.
I also enjoy Big Brother. It's very kind of 80s synthwave, especially with the lead synth. And I am a sucker for that, as I've stated an abundant amount of times. Yeah, I also really like that one. I don't really have much else to say about it other than that. I like the sort of guitar in the background. It's quiet, but it is there. I think it's a guitar. Yeah, I just like that one. I'm kind of surprised is that top 5 too, or is that like number 6, you think?
That would be second favorite.
Second favorite, so fuck. I've already forgotten. So that's second favorite overall?
Yeah.
And Homecoming's first favorite. All right. You know what?
Yep.
I'm all right with that. I'm completely content with that. Bryce, you got anything you want to say about Big Brother?
Not really, no. I mean, it is nice to just like show his appreciation to those who came before him. I know it is kind of like if you're not like super well versed into hip hop, some of the stuff kind of does go over your head. But it's still nice to give a shout out to the people who came before you. That's like my main takeaway from it.
Yeah, short and sweet. If we don't have anything else, we'll move on to the technically last track, Good Night. Actually, this one's technically a bonus track too, isn't it?
I don't think so, no.
I read somewhere it was, but anyway. Yeah, we'll move on to the technically not last track, Good Night.
I go up at night and eat your cheese.
Well, Holster, that was a Good Night. I was going to say that was the album, but that was not the album. We are not finished yet. So, what did you think of Good Night, the outro track, technically?
I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I think it could grow on me.
I kind of had a very similar opinion when I first listened to it, so I agree to an extent. Is there anything specific you didn't enjoy about it, or just kind of one of those meh ones?
The start and the end just felt a little bit disjointed.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you mean, I guess. Yeah, that's fair enough. I like the bit crush synth. Kind of like the main one that's playing. I also just think it's a really good outro. I don't really have much else to say beyond that. But yeah, I had a very similar opinion to yours when I first listened to it. I was kind of mixed on it when I first listened, but it's grown on me, so hopefully it'll grow on you too. Not that I ever think you'll listen to any of these again, but I do hope it grows on you like you were on me. Bryce, any comments?
Not really. Although it's like poetry, First song is good morning, last song is good night, It's like poetry, it rhymes.
It rhymes.
They rhyme.
It's crazy. It's almost like it was planned.
I know.
That was crazy twice.
All right, we're getting a little carried away here. That's a little much. That was the last technical track. This one is a bonus track. Like Bryce said, it was released in other countries. I was reading it only released in Japan. That could be wrong, but point is it's not technically available here in the US, but people will be people and upload it as they please. And I'm grateful for that because, well, before I say my opinion, we're going to listen to it. Nobody else has anything to say about Good Night. We'll listen to Bittersweet Poetry.
I have crippling depression.
Bittersweet Poetry, Holster. What did you think?
Might be my favorite.
It's making
And
me
I'm sad
so
to-
happy to hear.
I'm sad to admit, Junk Hot Girls might have got pushed out of top 5.
Don't be sad to admit that. Yeah, don't be sad to admit that. I'm really glad you like this one though, because I just discovered this one recently. I'm not gonna lie, and it's been on repeat. I really like this one. It's very nostalgic. I can't exactly describe it. It's just very nostalgic, relaxing. Like the lyrics. I like the little. I don't even know what the hell it is. Like the main little synth, or the main little lead thing that's going. I don't even know what the hell it is. I just like it. It's just very nostalgic. I kind of wish this was on there instead of Drunken Hot Girls, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I really like this one. I'm glad. So you think this one's your favorite, Holster, or one of your favorites?
I think so.
All right.
I think it is my favorite.
I respect the hell out of that, and I
Yeah.
could not be happier with that. Bryce, what do you think of this one?
I like it. It is it's a fun track. I wouldn't say fun, especially with the topic at hand, but it's like just very nice sounding. It's very it's like sweet sounding, but what's being talked about isn't like it's very contrasting. And I like the chorus. I think that's
It's bittersweet.
my
Like,
favorite
like,
chorus.
like the title says, it's bittersweet.
That's like the chorus, just like poetry. It's like poetry.
It's like
And the song's
poetry, it
named
rhymes.
Poetry. Oh my God, we're in.
It all ties
it's-
together. It's George
all-
Lucas. It's all George Lucas.
George Lucas is the creator of everything and anything.
That's true. That's
Couldn't tie
100%
anything and
true.
everything back to George Lucas.
That thought scares me. Actually, don't say that.
It's like Fortnite being tied to every like major IP ever.
That's very much the kind of music that I enjoy.
All right, I love that. I love that. Holster, you gained a lot of respect for me saying that. Not that you didn't have my respect for, but you gained a lot more. I would kiss you non-homosexually if I could. Anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and throw in one last one here. The Homecoming demo that Bryce sent me. Again, I haven't even listened to this.
It's like slightly different. Like if you pay attention real closely, you can notice some differences from like the final, like the release version. But this one just has like a little bit more sauce, just like a tiny bit. It's like a little seasoning,
sauce. I love
like you said-
I love sauce. So Yeah, if we don't have
But
anything
it,
else on, or sorry, go on, Bryce. Sorry.
no, I will say it is still a demo, so there's still some like rough spots, so just like a tiny bit, but it's still like finished. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I'm picking it up. If we don't have anything else on Bittersweet, now we'll do it at the end. All right, we'll go ahead and listen to the Homecoming demo, which I also have not heard. I really like that. I've never heard that before, but I definitely noticed the differences. Holster, did you notice the differences?
A little bit. I think I did.
I'm guessing it wasn't enough difference to sway you one way or the other. On
That
you
is
like this one?
correct.
Fair enough. I understand that. I like this one more. I heard the differences. I haven't heard that. That's pretty neat. I like that. I don't know why that changed. Honestly, that's got a lot more sauce in it, like you said. It's just a little extra spice, and I like it. Bryce, what do you think of that one?
I like it.
I mean, you already kind of said, but
Yeah, just a little extra. Like both songs are great, but this one just has just a little extra.
I mean,
It goes.
call it recency bias, but I kind of prefer this a little bit, tiny little bit. But yeah,
This particular album cover for this particular song is it kind of reminds me of something that you would have made back in the day.
what
This
this cover or the actual cover?
This image. I think it's the coloration.
The black one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take your word on that. I'm not denying it, but yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Yeah.
I was say emulating Takashi Murakami's art style. That'd be a very pretty good compliment to take. I would take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that, sure. I definitely don't really see it that much, but I think he's talking more so about the color scheme than anything. So, Holster, overall thoughts on Graduation, the album, and where does it rank amongst the other two?
My memories of the first album are very fuzzy. So I don't think I can really.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, we
Give
did
it-
do that like a month ago.
Yeah. I can't really give an honest opinion on that.
Between
On
this
that one,
between
so-
this one and the one we did a couple days, between this one and Late Registration, though, this one,
Oh, this is much better than Late Registration.
attaboy,
That's
attaboy.
fair.
Is Bittersweet still your favorite? I'm guessing. I mean, it was the one we just did, so I'm guessing so. But
Yeah, and honestly, it might be a little better than the first album, even though my memory is fuzzy. I do kind of feel inclined to say that. Just because I remember during the first album, there were some points where I was just kind of bored. I didn't really get bored during this one.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I'm very much in the same boat. Hopefully, you understand now why this one is my favorite of the discography. Not that any of the following albums are bad not that all of the following albums are bad by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, this one's just my favorite. I don't know why. Just it's very colorful. It's very fun. It's like a I don't know. It's like a colorful slushy on a cool summer day. It's the best way I can describe it, and I really like it for that. Anyone have any closing thoughts on Graduation before we wrap her up?
Since we've been habitually doing a numerical rating, I'll give it a 9.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
Damn.
numerical rating. I listen. That's completely fine. I respect the hell out of that.
Now, what would the rating be without Bittersweet? Because technically, Bittersweet isn't on the album.
It is.
On a technicality, if you went to buy this, if you went to the store and bought a CD of this, Bittersweet would not be on it. So, 9 with Bittersweet. What is it without Bittersweet, Holster? Because I know that's your favorite one. Would it still be a 9, or would it be slightly lower?
It'd be a little lower. Somewhere between 8 and 9.
Fair
Okay.
enough. It's still a pretty
We'll
good
say
rating. I'll
8.5.
take. I'll take it still. That's a damn good rating. I'll take it.
It's a very good album, and maybe once it's all over, I might come back through his videos just to see which songs I liked, and I might get a hold of a couple of those.
I would definitely like that. That would be awesome. Maybe at the end we'll do some retrospective thing. I don't know. We've still got a few more albums to go before we get there. But
We'll do an every ranking Kanye songs.
well, I don't know about that.
No. That'd be a crazy task.
But that is Graduation. I'm glad you seem to enjoy it. I got some really bold takes in there, and some good takes I agree with. So I don't have anything else to say. Hulser, anything else?
I got nothing.
Bryson, what are your closing thoughts on Graduation?
I don't really have any closing thoughts. I will say the first the albums, it is a lot happier. Probably won't have as much to say. I will say also probably going forward, the conversation will be getting very different with each other subsequent album. It's going to be very different sound and just how everything works. So I think that'll actually is probably where our opinions will start to differ.
Yeah, I know I've got some opinions on some of the
Some
upcoming
I don't-
songs. I know you're not going to agree with Bryce, but
it just depends, But
yeah,
I still enjoy
this was the end of the trilogy. From here on out, it's just kind of a little independent. There's no interconnectivity or anything. They're just kind of like their own things, and they all sound they're all kind of their own thing. Like I said, all kind of their own sort of feel and jive. Yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that. They're all kind of
Ready
different
for
from
his
here on out.
Certainly am.
Yeah,
Get ready for the next album.
And like Bryce said, it's kind of this is where the conversations are really going to start, especially with some of these later albums that we've been getting recently. But we'll get to those.
That's like a long way away.
It's a long way
talking
away.
like
I know.
I'm talking about, like, the next three.
I'm just
The
saying.
next three albums
I'm just
are going
saying
to be
the next after
Mhm.
these ones. But yeah, that's Graduation. I guess we'll be back at some point soon with 808s and Heartbreaks. I think is the next one, unless I'm stupid.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Then we'll see you then.